Welcome to Why Not Us podcast. It is Tuesday morning, man. Y'all already know what it is. Life of a DJ entertainer with freaky DJ Rad Top, man. Listen, how are you feeling mentally today, man? How are
I
you
am
feeling?
mentally strong and mentally ready.
Mario, I love that red on you, bro. I gotta just tell you that red brings out you, man. I'm telling you, red is your color. Everybody, red is Mario's color. I love it. I love it. I just had to tell everybody I love red.
Yeah, that's good
The
because
red
you know
looks
what,
on you, bro.
black and red are my favorite colors. That's what I don't wear red a lot, but
Hmm.
black and red are my favorite colors. So this
Okay.
morning, this is a shirt my wife bought me a while back, and I love it because she kind of it was only, believe it or not, it was only like $4, and
I
she
love
got
it
it.
though. I love the
Man,
color.
I
I
love
love
it.
the
That's
color.
what this one. It became one of my favorite shirts.
For sure, for sure. I love it. I love it. So Mario, what will we be talking about today? Because I'm excited to talk about this
Well, see,
this
I'm gonna talk.
subject.
For me, I really want to talk about this. How I got caught up with a trend.
Hmm.
And these trends that come out a lot. You know, sometimes as a owner, business owner, you have to really do a lot of research into if you want to get caught up in these things or if you want to stay away from them. And I got caught up in the trend, and I want to talk about what customers see and what goes on behind the scene. When someone sees something on Pinterest or on YouTube or even on any social media platform, there's a lot that does a lot more behind the picture, and it's not as easy as they make it look like in the videos. So the thing that got me, of course, I know I kind of like threw it out there quite a few times this weekend. Was I got caught up in the spark machines, the cold spark
Mm,
machines, and
mm.
I sat back out there. And the thing is, it's like my gut feeling was to stay away from these things because I had did so much research, and I was just like I just refused to pay that much money. And I mean, it was just to me, it was just so expensive. So when it finally got to the point where I thought that a reasonable price for a piece of equipment for DJ equipment, I said, okay, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get this. And I bought two of them, got them, tried them out. They worked perfect, and got out. Then one of my friends, DJ friends in my network, DJ Easy Hutch. What's up, Hutch? Um, he pretty much bought the same ones I got.
Mm.
So he got his. I mean, you know, we got him around the same time frame. He had a wedding before I did. He went to go set him up for a wedding, and it didn't work. So I was like, when he said that, I was like, well, dang, you know, mine worked, his didn't. So now I'm nervous because now I'm thinking like, well, if these things don't go off during this wedding, I'm gonna be real pissed off and then embarrassed at the same time. So I called him. I said, well, look, let's get together. So he came on over. We laid him out and we tested him. And his was the heater wasn't working in him. Now keep in mind the ones that we have are the cheapest ones on the market. So it's like okay. So I heard a lot of people say, oh, you bought the cheap ones. Okay, so be it. We got these. They didn't work the way they were supposed to. So I was like, okay, gut feeling was to stay away from it. So next time when my gut feeling tells me to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to get caught up in these trends. My thing was a lot of customers were asking about them. And, you know, I said, okay, you know, I kept saying, well, I might get them, I might get them, I might get them. But the research that I was doing, it was just like, yeah, this, I don't, because then they were saying that the substance that you had, the powder you had to put into them, there was a shortage on that. During last year, there was a real bad shortage on it. So I was like, you know what? And then the price for the powder were like they were saying $59 a bag, $75 a bag for just the powder to put into these things. So then I was like, okay, that's too expensive to for a piece of equipment. So I was like, you know what? So when it finally got reasonable, I went ahead and bought two of them. Uh, got out to the venue, had a little extra time to to set them up and test them. And when I went to go set them up and test them, one didn't work.
Mm.
So me at the time I was ahead of the game, but by the time I messed with those cold spark machines, then I fell behind on my setup because it took me an hour. I sat there and troubleshoot that one machine for 1 hour and still didn't work. Keep in mind now, this is my first time using these for an event,
Mm.
and they didn't work. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna pack these things, bad boys back up. I'm gonna ship them back. So then at the same time, same night, another DJ friend of mine, Chris, what's up, Chris? He have the high end ones. His are about $1,000 each for the ones he has. He has the real like the ones that are like designed more so for like almost like event use. I guess they're a little more expensive. Well, his didn't work, and I'm like, you know what? I said no. I said to then I said in my mind, there's no way I want to be a part of one system, one item fails, and then your whole company looks bad because of that one piece of equipment. That was one of the main reasons why I don't like to get caught up in trends, because like when you see something, when someone sees the video with CoSpark machine, they that's smooth, that's that's great. But behind the scenes, it's like it's a nightmare. And it's like here it is, I can DJ all night long, have everybody dancing, everything. And then when it comes time for the couple to leave, I go hit the button for the spark machines, and the spark machines don't go off. So all that hard work as a DJ just went out the window because one piece of equipment failed. So these trends, and this is not just in the DJ world, but across the board, is when people look and see stuff on YouTube and they look and see you on Pinterest, double check and see what the price tag is on that. Understand what you're asking for, because you go in there right now, you go to Pinterest and you look at some pictures of a beautiful setup. I'm just talking about like for decorators. That beautiful setup probably costs those people $3,000 something. But then you have some of the customers come in, they only got a $500 budget. So you can't get what you saw on Pinterest for $500.
Facts.
So same thing with the CoSpark machines. It's kind of like I had a lot of DJs that, well, mine's worked for years. You know what? That's fine. I'm not knocking those who have CoSpark machines. I'm not knocking if you use them. All I'm saying is I'm not going to have anything to do with them, because it's just not. It's like when you do a risk assessment on a situation, you look at the pros and the cons. To me, a CoSpark machine there's more cons versus pros. Because if it doesn't work, that means your performance as a DJ, you take a hit. So in other words, here it is: you're walking out with an A+, and then you have one machine malfunctions. Now you're walking out with a C on your report card of how you perform. And I don't want one piece of equipment to define who I am as a DJ. Right. So that's just one of those things that these trends. Is people need to really get a good understanding about these trends, because just like the cloud machines, okay, it's the same thing with cloud machine. A cloud machine that puts out a huge cloud on the dance floor is going to cost you anywhere between $600 to $1,000. Okay, my cloud machine, I paid $179 for it. It's going to take a second for it to put the same thing out. So it's like apples and oranges are apples and oranges. You can't do this without paying that. And with these trends, the trends is they don't put dollar signs on what it costs. They don't, and I think that I wish people would do that, so then people understand that when they see this, they understand that price that comes with it.
So Mario, right? So with the CoSparks that you're talking about, right? Because what does it do? Because I'm trying to think about what is it like? What is it like?
Well, the CoSpark machine, it's a nice effect to have, to where like if you're doing like your first dance, or if you're doing an exit or entrance, it shoots up sparks. Okay. And the reason why they're called CoSparks is because the sparks are not hot. They're not. They can't catch on fire. Well, depends on which ones you use, but they won't catch on fire. There's not enough heat in them to cause any damage to anything. So they are good for, like I said, for exit, first dance, and those type of things. But me, I got kind of excited because I'm like, okay, I got some CoSpark machines and I can afford them, and I got it to where it's reasonable, so I don't have to charge the customer additional money for them. So I was like, okay, I can work with this. For them to malfunction the very first time I used it for an event, that put such a bad taste in my mouth to where I said, you know what, I don't even want to do this, because it's if I go out here and I do a great job as a DJ entertainer, and then the grand finale is the Cold Sparks machine and they malfunction, that's going to be embarrassing.
Right.
It degrades everything that I just did. So, and then someone said, well, you need to go out and get the expensive ones. Okay. Chris, which is, I mean, his company is called Ultimate Entertainment. He
Right.
has way more equipment than I mean, when I say equipment, he has everything. He has the 360. He has a lot more equipment than I do. And he has the high end stuff. And when he said that his failed, and he told me how the bride and how the mother, how they felt about it, it took away from his performance as a DJ. It took away from everything he did to entertain his guests, just because one piece of equipment failed. And then, if you spend that much money on a piece of equipment, it shouldn't fail. And it should have been something that you can easily be able to fix and get back out there. To me, what I'm looking at is, if I have to perform surgery on a piece of equipment and I just bought it, every time I have to use it, that's too much time. That's way too much time wasted on one piece of equipment. So I was happy. I took the bad boys back to Walmart and they said they'll take care of it and ship it back to the vendor that sold it. Because I guess there's a vendor that has a contract on Vivor or whatever they call themselves. So I was like, you know what? No, I'm not finna. Now I immediately apologize to all my customers, because I got excited when I first got them. I sent the message out to all my customers. Hey, I got these Cold Sparks. If you want them, I'll just add them onto your package. And for them to fail, it was like the customer was okay with it. She was like, well, that's fine. They were okay, but to me, it bothered me a lot, because I don't fail at anything I do. And to have a piece of equipment fail on me and there was nothing I can do, my hands were tied, I felt that was the worst feeling I ever want to feel as far as a DJ entertainer. So what I decided to do was I said, you know what? I'm going to scratch this. And I went back to my inventory, and anything that can happen to where I don't have 100% control over the outcome of it, I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm not going to get caught up in these trends anymore. If a person asks like, hey, you can go get somebody else to do it, but I don't want nothing to do with it, because I don't want it to be associated with me or my company, because failure is failure. You can do everything right and something goes wrong, then that's you have to take responsibility for that. Regardless if you had, if it wasn't your fault, it falls under your name, your company. So you have to take responsibility for that failure. And so to me, that's something that, trends, and that's why I say in the world of in the entertainment, and I should say in these event services / entertainment, that is the biggest problem we run into, is these trends where when something comes out, it gets pushed. And don't get me wrong, a lot of venues, they'll push it as well, because if it's something that the customers really want, then of course that trend is gonna be a great thing. Just like when the mirror booths came out, everybody wants to get the mirror booths, but guess what? The mirror booths were like $10,000. Who wants to pay $10,000 for a mirror booth? The selfie station where it has like a mirror, but technically, I mean, just like the 360 degree, the 360,
the booth,
the thing that goes around,
yeah.
That's a real popular thing too. But guess what? There's a lot that goes with that piece of equipment. You have to actually someone has to be there to monitor and operate it, and it takes up a lot of time. So that's another trend that's going on. Like the biggest trends that are going on in the DJ world is, and it's like, and I say in the DJ world, but yet it's in the entertainment services, is that photo booth, the Cold Sparks, the cloud. The cloud is not as popular as it used to be, but those are the big things that were going on. But see, like to me, the 360 has way too many moving parts and it's time consuming. It takes up a lot of space and it takes up a lot of time.
So with that cloud machine, right? Because maybe I'm thinking about the wrong thing. Is that the one? Maybe that's the phone machine I'm talking about, like with the bubbles and people be partying and.
No, the cloud machine. Here, I'll show you a video.
Okay. Yeah, show me that.
because I did have a video ready just in case if I had to do a little demo. And
yeah, I want to see it.
I'm gonna take this one here.
At Vistaprint, we can
get rid of commercial. Okay.
Good morning to everybody that's watching. Hope all is well.
Okay, I'm gonna move it over to the main screen. Let me share.
All right.
Okay. Okay. So this right here.
Oh.
Is the Cloud Machine.
Okay.
And I want to jump past this.
So that's how I look right there.
Well, he's setting it up, and so here I'm just gonna jump to the end.
Okay.
Where you can see, like, okay, he's got the ColdSpark machines.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see if this thing will play right. That's the Cloud Machine there.
Okay. Cool.
So
all right.
That is something like the machine that he's talking about in this video is a little bit more expensive than it's a little bit more expensive than the one that I have. The one that I have is a small cloud machine. It pretty much puts out it gives a good it kind of puts out a good layer of the cloud on the floor.
Okay.
But it's just one of those things that I tell people all the time that, it puts out a layer, it gives the effect, but it's not as strong as some of these other ones. The other ones that shoot out, like what you just saw in that video, that machine is like over $1,000 just the machine alone. And then like what people don't understand is when you as a DJ or as a company who have to go out and purchase a piece of equipment, there's a lot of things you got to take into consideration. Number one, what does it cost to keep it running? Number two, how much space and what is needed to transport from point A to point B? Number three, how much power is it going to consume? What type of hazards is it going to provide? Like most time, the cloud machines are a big issue just because it will set off fire alarms. And that's just one of those things where a lot of venues won't let you use it. I've had my cloud machines. I got 2 of them. I've had them for over 4 or 5 years and only probably used them maybe 4 or 5 times. And that's based on because most venues won't let you use them. So there's a lot of trends that are out there that make it look easy. But if you don't have the right venue, the right location, or the right equipment or that right piece of equipment that does it, then you find yourself in a bad situation. And so what some of us DJ companies, what we try to do is we try to keep up with the trends. And I was never one to get caught up in the trend. I think this is I should say the second time, because I did do the cloud machine, which I think that was a big mistake. Because like I said, I can't gain anything from that. I can't use it. I mean, when I say I can't gain it, it's like I can't use it, so there's no gain in it. So it's just a piece of equipment I purchased that I can't use. Same thing with these ColdSpark machines. It's just first time out of the box, and then they malfunction. What if I did spend $1,000 on each one of those, and it did the same thing?
Go ahead. Would you be able to get the money back, or how does that go for that?
I got the money, yes, because the thing is, you got like how this return policy is 30 days. So yes, I got my money back.
All right.
Yeah, I got my money back. It was I only spent $700 on both of them. Like altogether, it was $700.
That's a lot of money, Mario.
Yeah, it is a lot of money.
For faulty equipment, and you ain't. First of all, Mario didn't even want to do it anyway. He didn't want to. You didn't want to purchase it.
I mean, I got it. Don't get me wrong. Once I got them, I did get kind of excited about them.
Yeah.
but it's just like I have hesitated to buy them when everybody was getting them in the 20, it was strong in the trend. I hesitated to buy them because number one, they were too expensive, and then the powder substance. I mean, you talk about $69 to $80, and I'm like, no. So I did find a vendor that was selling them for $25 a pack. So I was good, but like right now, I'm looking at all the stuff that I purchased for that car just to support. See, that's what the thing is. I spent $700 for those two ColdSpark machines, but I had to turn around and spend $200 for the case, the cables, additional cables. The powder substance. So I spent like $200 just to initiate, to protect it, to maintain it. But then, like I said, every time I use it, you talking about every time I use it 4 times, I'm going to have to buy another pack. That's $25. So, like, to me, the Cloud machine, the ColdSpark machines, there's a third party that's involved, and you will always have a third party involved because you always have to buy the solution and the dry ice for the Cloud machine, and then for the sparks, you have to buy the powder substance to put in for the ColdSpark machines. So what I try to do is to keep costs down low. Is I want 100% control over it. Just like when I first started, the Monogram, the way the Gobo projectors were set up is this was years ago, back in 2013. You had to go out and purchase these little Gobo projectors, and then you had to slide it into the projector. And the projector was specially designed to where it shoots out the logo or whatever it is on the floor. Well, over the years, technically, I had to go through a third party, a separate company to get those, because that trend is still strong. Well, those little silver things, little metal little things, you use them only one time, and it'll cost you $69 just for them to make them. So you'll pay this money for this thing, you get it, use it for an event, and then never can use it again. So that was like, I was like, so then I did my research. Then it came out to where I could make my own, get transparent paper and make my own. So I was able to take control over it to where I had control over the outcome of it. Now you can use a digital projector to do the same thing. So now it doesn't cost me anything to do a Monogram. So like me, I'm always good for trying to cut costs because I'm trying to make sure I am still able to give reasonable prices to my customers. But these trends, I'm telling you, it's like when you get caught up in a trend as a customer, not as a customer, there's a dollar sign that's going to be attached to that trend. And people need to understand that it's not as simple or as easy people look at it. The 360 is, to me, I think the 360 is probably one of the best things that came out for photography, for the photo booths. Not photography, but for photo booths. But it takes one person to operate it. It takes up space. And then you have to have a perfect time for your guests to use it. Because what happens most of the time is it takes over the event. Because everybody wants to see it. Everybody wants to do it. So it kind of takes over the event. So that's just one of those things that you have to understand these different trends, what comes with that, because it will take away, like certain things you do, it has a direct impact on your event. The 360 photo station is good, but you have to have a perfect time for it to play. Because like you can't do a 360 and then still trying to talk to people on the microphones. You can't do speeches where people over here, having a good time on the 360 booth. So you have to have a good timing. Like when there's a cocktail time or social time, then that's the perfect time to use it.
Okay.
But these trends, it's like the trends are, customers need to understand when they see something on social media, they need to do the research and find out what that dollar sign attached to that trend is. Because like now, I mean, I talked to a lot of other DJs, those ColdSpark machines, they're renting the ColdSpark anywhere between $300 to $600 just to rent the ColdSpark machines. Yeah, so me, I'm spending $330 per each one of those units. And I'm like, but they're renting out for almost the price that they cost.
Yeah, That's crazy.
my thing, and again, I'm not trying to knock that. I'm just trying to get people to understand is when you see a trend on social media, find out what the dollar sign is what for that trend. Find out how much it costs. If you go out and you see decor on the tables, or you see a picture, because like one of the things that a lot of us we joke about behind the scenes is that Don Pincher is going to get people hurt because it's putting out stuff, but they're not telling people what it takes to do it. You see something on YouTube, you're like, oh yeah, I want to do that for my event.
Excuse me.
But you don't know that thing costs like $1,500 to do that.
Yep. Mario, we got to tell the people about the Pathfinders, the race of life, man. That we'll be, we starting a new show, and it'll be weekly on Thursday, starting at 6 p.m. Me and Mario came up. Well, actually, Mario, tell them about it, man. Go ahead.
Well, like, this is something, and we were talking about it. We always have long conversations before and after the show. And we were like, yeah, you know what? We need to just have a show where we can just talk about these things that we're talking about. And majority of stuff we talk about is about life and the choices that people make and the different things that are out there. And Pathfinders is one of those things that I call it to where it allows our youth, the younger generation, a method or way to find their way in this crazy world we live in. And with Pathfinders, we're going to talk about some of those things to where what choices did you have in life? What type of things can you do to better your life? Or like for the younger generation, what platforms are available for them to better themselves? Or if they want to become entrepreneurs, they can do entrepreneurships. I mean, there's so many different things that are out there now compared to back when we were growing up. The platforms they were limited to a certain degree. But now, because of the technology and the social media and the different platforms, especially the digital platforms, there's a lot more available for our youth. So we're going to talk in this show that we have coming up on Thursdays at 6, is we're going to sit back and we're going to talk about these different things. And then, like, sometimes a lot of people can, like, vouch for it. When you first graduated from high school, what were your choices? What were your choices? And then at the same time, be realistic about their choices. How many of you really wanted to go to college after being in high school, being in school for 12 years? We're going to talk about those different things
for sure,
and highlight the choices that we have to make in order to stay ahead of the game in this race we call life.
Yeah, y'all got to stay tuned for that, man. It's going to be everything, because me and Mario, every time, like, we have good, like, sometimes our conversations last almost 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like, we just be up here talking for 4 hours, but we be talking about not even, like, just, like, he's talking, I'm learning something from him, I'm talking, he's learning something from me. So it's like, yo, our brains start to expand. And so that's how knowledge and that's how things start. Like, ideas and everything start to form because of conversations, and we need more conversations like this. So yeah, this Thursday at 6 p.m. Pathfinders, the Race of Life with Ken J and Mario. We're doing it this Thursday. Y'all want to be here?
I'm looking forward. I'm excited because I'm looking forward to it because I've talked about it before with some people, with some of the younger people, and it's just it needs to be put out there.
Yeah,
I mean, our path. The thing is, the paths that we took can be great knowledge to where they like ones coming behind us don't make the same mistakes that we made.
Yep.
They will avoid those pitfalls that we fell into and had to spend more time digging out to get out of it just to get back on the right path. Facts. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about how, like, some choices we've made in life, just talking about them can shed some light for someone else to understand how to avoid those same problems or issues we had.
Facts. And that's what it's all about, being able to provide wisdom, providing wisdom, and you know what I'm saying, telling people like, well, listen, this is the path that I took, but the less resistant path will be the easiest path for you. But you're in control of the path you want to take yourself, though. So yeah, but we most definitely will be talking about that. We do this every Tuesday, Life of a DJ Entertainer. Y'all see it, DJ Ragtop. Let them know how they can get in contact with you. You already booked until 2029, but we're not gonna talk about that right now. Like,
no, talk about that right now.
Yeah, so let them know.
The biggest thing for people, like I said, the quickest way to get in contact with me is my email address is dc2dw.ceo@outlook.com. If you need to really see any of my work and my information, you can go through and look me up by typing in DC2DW. That's my acronym to find my company, my business, my work. And that's the quickest way. And then if you need to call me, my phone number is 910-261-1518. I know today's going to be a busy day, but hey, what days are not busy?
Hey, you always working. So it's 910-261-1518.
Correct.
I bet. Y'all want to hit him up, y'all can. You know, he has great advice. He's a person that you would want to have a conversation with. He's easy to talk to. He's down to earth, and he gonna tell you like it is, and he's gonna add to you. So most definitely, he's a good person to talk to. So, like I said, I always tell you I appreciate you for coming to the platform every Tuesday, being consistent and persistent with the platform. I'm grateful for you. Thank you, Mario. So I always got to tell you that, fam.
Say to you, thank you for allowing me to be on this platform, because like I said, I enjoy it every. I look forward to it. This is one thing I look forward to every week. Is pretty much this, because I know after this I got to go to work. But I mean, most of the time I love this because this kind of lets me think about what I'm doing and what I'm about at the same time when I'm talking and putting information out. And I know it helps somebody. So I love being on your platform. And I'm grateful for you for allowing me to have a voice on this platform.
Man, that's what it's all about, man. Family. Let's do it. Continue grinding, Mario. Continue doing what you're doing, because this man is booked. Do you hear me? Like, I ain't even trying. Before I go, this man has three virtual walkthroughs today. Like, man, I love it. Every time I see you on Facebook putting up different things, like, I just be so excited for you. Like, I love your drive, and it motivates me to continue being the person that I am, and working on my craft as well. So thank you for the motivation. I appreciate you. So continue being great. And yeah, this is Life of a DJ Entertainer. Why Not Us podcast, and we out. But y'all know I gotta play the outro. Y'all know I got to.
You can be what you wanna be. See what you wanna see. Go where you wanna go. Oh. Why not? Why not us? Why not us? Why not? Why not us with Ken J? Why Not Us podcast with Ken J.